That uniform looks strange. Where'd you get it?
It's my uniform. I'm a commander in the United States Navy Aviation program.
You're saying you're really in the Navy?
Yes, 23 years of service.
People buy these uniforms online. I need to know if this is real.
A black man in an impeccable Navy uniform kneeling on the rain-wet asphalt, hands behind his head, 3 police officers around him with flashlights pointed, completely unaware that this 47-minute humiliation would cost the city $11.9 million. The officer who had started the stop 12 minutes earlier had his hand on his belt, an aggressive posture, his mind already made up that the uniform had to be fake. What he didn't know was that the man kneeling at Pump 5 wasn't an imposter, wasn't a costumed criminal, and definitely wasn't someone who would let this slide. He was Commander Robert E. Hayes, an officer with 23 years of active service in the U.S. Navy, a fighter pilot with over 2,400 flight hours, and a veteran of 3 deployments to the Middle East. And he had spent 2 decades defending the Constitution that Officer Brandon Taylor was trampling on. Before we continue, where are you watching from? If it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button. Stories like this need to be heard, and your subscription helps us bring more truth to light. Officer Brandon Taylor had been with the Charlotte Police Department in North Carolina for 6 years. His personnel file showed 19 citizen complaints filed without real consequence. 14 involved black men. 6 specifically cited aggressive stops without justification. Internal Affairs investigated only 2, both resulting in unfounded. Taylor never received formal discipline. Supervisors praised his proactive policing. Commander Hayes had left Naval Air Station Oceana in Virginia at 4:45 p.m. on a rainy Thursday in February. He stopped at a BP gas station on Highway 74, 8 miles from home, because his tank was on reserve. Taylor's dashcam timestamp shows 7:48:39 p.m. when the cruiser entered the parking lot. Taylor wasn't responding to a call. No tip, no suspicious activity reported. Taylor was patrolling an area known for identity theft. Taylor's body cam captured everything in 1080p HD with crystal clear audio. Taylor passed 5 other customers, all white, ignored them all, walked straight to Hayes. First sentence at 7:49:02 p.m. That uniform looks strange. No greeting, no identification as a police officer, just an accusation disguised as an observation. Hayes turned around. "Good evening, officer. How can I help you?" Taylor pointed at the uniform. "Where'd you get it?" It wasn't a question. It was an accusation. "It's my uniform," Hayes replied. "I'm a commander in the United States Navy." Taylor crossed his arms. "Aviation program?" His tone dripping with skepticism. "Yes, sir. Naval Aviator." "You're saying you're really in the Navy," Taylor said. Hayes maintained a respectful tone. "Yes, 23 years of service," Taylor declared. "People buy these uniforms online." "Stolen valor is a federal crime," Hayes replied. "I am aware, and I am not committing stolen valor. I am an active duty Navy officer." 7:50:15 p.m. Taylor radioed in. "Dispatch, need to run verification on an alleged military man. Possible stolen valor." Hayes closed his eyes for a second. Alleged. Possible. Words that transformed a decorated officer into a suspect. "Officer, my military ID is in my wallet. You have permission to verify it." Taylor ignored him. "Put the nozzle back and step away from the vehicle." "Can I ask if I am being detained?" "Just obey." It wasn't an answer. It was an order. Hayes obeyed. Tank only half full. The rain intensified, his uniform beginning to soak through. Taylor examined the uniform as if it were counterfeit evidence. "These wings look like plastic." "They are regulation metal, officer." "Where did you buy them?" "I didn't buy them. They were issued by the Navy after flight training." "When?" 21 years ago." "Prove it." Backup arrived at 7:52:47 p.m. Officers Melissa Chang and Derek Williams assumed a defensive posture. Williams had his hand on his gun. Chang held her flashlight directly in Hayes' face. "Sir, put your hands behind your head," Williams ordered. "Officers, there is a misunderstanding. I am Commander Robert Hayes. I can provide identification." "Hands behind your head. Now." Hayes obeyed. 23 years of service, 3 combat deployments, more than 150 night carrier landings. And there he was, treated like a criminal, 8 miles from home. "Kneel down," Taylor ordered. Hayes hesitated. "Officer, the ground is wet. Kneel, now." Hayes knelt. Cold water from the soaked asphalt soaked through his uniform trousers. The dashcam captured the viral image. A Navy commander, medals on his chest including the Defense Meritorious Service Medal, kneeling in a puddle while 3 white officers stood around him. Taylor removed Hayes' wallet, opened it. Military ID card with photo, rank of commander, service number, expiration 2027. Right below it, driver's license, Navy Federal Credit Union card, all with the name Robert E. Hayes. Taylor studied the ID for 18 seconds, time to read it 3 times. Then he closed the wallet. "Need to verify if this is legitimate. You are holding my military identification issued by the Department of Defense," Hayes said, still kneeling. "It has a security hologram, RFID chip. What else do you need?" Taylor turned to Chang. "Call the naval base. Verify if he's real." Chang went back to the cruiser with the ID. Williams kept the flashlight on Hayes' face. Taylor circled again. "How do you afford a Lexus on a military salary?" The question revealed everything. It wasn't about the uniform. It was about a black man with a car that was too nice, a uniform that was too impressive. "Officer, respectfully, my finances are not relevant. You are detained. Everything is relevant. Detained based on what? What reasonable suspicion of a crime?" "You're awfully familiar with legal terminology for an aviator. Because I have a master's degree in international relations, and I served as a legal officer in 2 commands." Hayes wasn't boasting. He was establishing that he knew his rights. This infuriated Taylor. Chang returned at 8:04:33 p.m., 15 minutes after Hayes had knelt. Spoke with the duty officer at Oceana. Confirmed Robert E. Hayes, Commander, active aviator, currently in good standing. She extended the ID to Taylor. The body cam captured a flicker of uncertainty on his face. He had been proven wrong. Completely. The man he humiliated for 15 minutes was exactly who he said he was. A rational person would have apologized. Taylor doubled down. "ID could be a sophisticated fake. I'm going to process him for detainment until I physically confirm with the base." Williams looked at Taylor. "Brandon, the base confirmed." "Doesn't matter. He spends the night in holding." Silence. Chang seemed uncomfortable, but neither challenged Taylor directly. The blue wall of silence being built in real time, captured on 3 body cams. "You cannot be serious," Hayes said, his voice showing emotion for the first time. "Dispatch confirmed my identity through the official base. You have my valid military ID. What else do you want?" "Compliance without attitude." Taylor pulled out handcuffs. "This is absolutely unnecessary. Hands behind your back." Handcuffs clicked at 8:06:51 p.m. Too tight, metal-biting wrists. Hayes winced. "These are too tight." Taylor didn't adjust them. Shoved Hayes toward the squad car. Gas station customers were watching. Some were recording on cell phones. A white man yelled, "Leave the man alone! He didn't do anything!" Taylor ignored him. Put Hayes in the back seat. Hayes sat, handcuffs digging in, uniform soaked, metals reflecting the cruiser's lights. The ride to Charlotte PD Central Detention took 23 minutes. Hayes asked 3 times, "What is the formal charge?" 0 answers. The booking process was surreal. The sergeant taking fingerprints looked at the uniform. "Is he military?" "Claims to be." "Did you verify?" "Still investigating." A blatant lie captured on Taylor's body cam. The mugshot was taken at 8:47 p.m. Commander Robert E. Hayes, 23 years of impeccable service, photographed as a criminal. Belongings cataloged. Military ID, driver's license, 3 credit cards, $287 cash, car keys, wedding ring, cell phone, smartwatch. All sealed. Hayes received an orange jumpsuit and was taken to a holding cell with 6 other detainees. A young man looked up. "They locking up military now?" Hayes didn't answer. He sat on a metal bench, head in hands, not out of despair, out of calculation. A military pilot is trained to operate under pressure, to process information rapidly. Those skills were now directed toward building a case. At 10:13 p.m., almost 2.5 hours after booking, Hayes made a phone call. First, Captain Linda Morrison, his CO. "Commander Hayes is where?" Hayes explained calmly. Morrison's fury was audible. "I'm calling JAG immediately." and personally driving down there. Ma'am, it's almost 10:30 p.m. I don't care. One of my officers was falsely arrested. I'm coming. Second call, his wife, Jennifer. She had waited 3 hours. Dinner missed. Calls to voicemail. Oh my God, Robert. Are you okay? Physically, yes. Legally, about to make them wish they never touched me. Captain Morrison arrived at 11:52 p.m. Fury barely contained. With her, Navy JAG Attorney Lieutenant Commander Sarah Chen. They marched to the front desk demanding immediate release. The desk sergeant tried to stall. Detainee is being processed. Detainee? Morrison cut in. Are you referring to a commander of the United States Navy as a detainee? Chen opened her briefcase. Stolen valor requires specific intent to defraud for tangible benefit. Commander Hayes was buying gas in his own car, wearing his own uniform. Zero intent. The charge is legally baseless. Supervisor Lieutenant Brennan, seeing 2 Navy officers and a JAG attorney, made a calculation. Release him. Charges dropped. Hayes was released at 12:27 a.m. Friday morning, a total of 4 hours 21 minutes in custody. When he saw Morrison, he straightened his posture. Captain, Commander, let's get you home. On the way, Morrison declared, "This doesn't end here. What happened was a constitutional violation. There will be consequences." Saturday morning, Hayes was in the office of Brian Hartwell, a civil rights attorney. Hartwell had won settlements totaling $47 in the last decade. He listened to the story, requested body cam footage via FOIA. Commander, you have one of the most clear-cut cases of Fourth Amendment violation I've ever seen. Charlotte PD denied the FOIA request. Hartwell filed a motion in federal court. A judge granted it in 72 hours. Body cam released February 19th, 14 days after the incident. Hartwell edited a 9-minute compilation, posted at 3 p.m., viral in 6 hours. By midnight, 7 million views. Veterans organizations furious. NAACP called a press conference. Chief Rodriguez announced, Officer Taylor placed on administrative leave. On February 28th, Hartwell filed a lawsuit. Defendants, Taylor, Chang, Williams, City of Charlotte. Claims, Fourth Amendment violation, racial discrimination, battery, emotional distress. Damages, $11, $9 million. Breakdown, $3, $2M compensatory, $8, $7M punitive. Discovery revealed a damning pattern. Taylor had attended bias training 4 times, scored perfect. But 14 of 19 complaints involved people of color. An expert witness showed Taylor's stop rate of black motorists was 340% higher than demographics. The judge denied qualified immunity. No reasonable officer could believe that detaining a decorated officer for 4+ hours after base confirmation constitutes lawful conduct. The city offered an $8, 5 Amir settlement in August. Hartwell rejected it. The commander wants accountability, not just money. Final settlement, $10. 7M plus a consent decree mandating reforms. Announced September 19th. Hayes spoke. This was never about money. It was about dignity, ensuring that no service member is treated like a criminal based on skin color. Taylor never worked in law enforcement again. Chang and Williams quietly resigned within a year. Hayes was promoted to captain 18 months later. He created the Wings and Rights Foundation, providing legal assistance to 73 military personnel in 2 years. The foundation funded a study showing black service members are 8x more likely to report negative police encounters. The body cam that Taylor activated thinking it would document a legitimate investigation? It became irrefutable evidence of misconduct. Technology doesn't lie, and when the truth is recorded in 1080p, denial becomes impossible. Hayes didn't just win a settlement, he changed policy, protected the next person, proved that justice can prevail.
That uniform looks strange. Where'd you get it?
It's my uniform. I'm a commander in the United States Navy Aviation program.
You're saying you're really in the Navy?
Yes, 23 years of service.
People buy these uniforms online. I need to know if this is real.